Okay everyone, let's have a quick and dirty little overview here. This is the official pre-release patch notes for update 0.98 Kenshi. This is the big one we've been waiting for. This is the robot limbs and crossbows update. Now in here is a great deal of specification. For instance, what we talked about before, a limb goes below -100. In this case it actually says -100, not minus your maximum limb HP. But the system is the same regardless. Crawling is being implemented with the invitation, and so on and so forth. Robot limbs can be added or removed at a skeleton bed, possibly even being able to remove them from your enemies. I'm not sure about that yet though. Robot limbs will affect your stats. This is something I mentioned in the Kenshi Reddit, or subreddit. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but there will be things like the basic classic pirate legs, peg legs, that the hivers will sell, because you know they're cheap bastards. And then you can get the more advanced things like armored limbs, which will have, I assume, better HP and maybe a toughness multiplier. Or you can have ones that increase your strength or athletics. And they all look different as well. Now, you can still fight weakly when you're crawling around, and your amputated limb goes flying through the air. Dogs will run off with it. That's a detail I did not expect. That's incredible. And limb loss can be reduced or disabled in the options. Crossbows need ammo. That's all I'm going to say about that. And 18 new beards added to the game. That's great. I appreciate the representation. So perception and precision are the two new stats. We already knew that. But now it's verified that they are both for shooting. One is for accuracy and one is friendly fire bullets. Thievery stat has been changed. It's now split with lockpicking. And travel shops now sell tent blueprints that can protect you from acid rain and camping. When playing dead, you can switch to stealth mode and crawl around, giving first aid or trying to escape. Roaming bandits can assault your base and try to take it, actually claiming the camp itself, eating your food and using your buildings. Hivers have face morphs now for people who are into that sort of thing. Bandits loot more food and take meat from downed animals, meaning they will eat your pets. It specifies dog, but I imagine if you have any mods that let you tame beak things or whatever, you work on them too. Now, confirmation message added for selling stolen items. I'm actually against that, but you know, some people like that. New keybinds, I'll have to test that as well. There have been lots and lots of AI fixes in this patch. If you want to read through those, they're at the bottom, and I will of course link this page so you can read through all of it, not just my little highlights here. Damaged robot limbs don't degenerate. What it means by that is the natural health degeneration of injuries to flesh. Like if you get hit with a cutting attack and there's a little red arrow on your health bar and you're slowly losing health, that doesn't happen with robot limbs anymore. And you can get combat XP when the character fights outnumbered. You get a bonus. Strong recruits are now weaker, which, whatever. As they say, it is the spirit of the game, so I'll just go with it. Chance of death increased. Good change. Toughness XP rate reduced. Good change. You can now camp indoors in old buildings and ruins. This is a wonderful thing. It was always such a pain. You need to camp outside of a building where roaming cannibals or bandits or whatever see you and start combat. Or animals. Campfire is now automatic cooking, which is a little bit helpful. Animals age slower, another good change. And here's a big one for you robot players out there, or for the new robot limb update. Robots and robotic limb damage is now healed instantly with the use of kits, but wear damage rate has been doubled, and the first aid speed is significantly slower. So you're going to need a lot more attention on your robots, but it's... oh my god, this is insane. If you can get up in the middle of a fight and long enough to just first aid yourself, you could be back to almost fully combat ready condition. That's insane. Especially because you can do that in stealth without entering combat again. If they have something else to attack, and they're not trying to, well, if they're skeletons, they wouldn't eat you anyway. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Economy has been rebalanced. Weapons and armor are now almost a quarter of their price, so you will actually be able to afford those things now. Better Armor King security, which is greatly needed. Gear price has been adjusted, of course. Crafting gear is much less profitable than it was. Animal skins and hemp are more effective at providing resources that they're for. Prices of food have gone up, another good change. Shops closed later. Stopped nearby towns having vastly different trade markups. So if you noticed, like, what was that town? The hub, and there's the rebel base right next to it. Those were two different market zones. So if you were lucky, you could have both of those towns at radically different markups and just walk back and forth and make thousands of cats a day with no danger whatsoever. And they were practically within low distance of one another. Like, you could see one from the other one. It was insane. So that's finally been handled. I'm a little bit concerned about how random it's still all going to be. Some things just won't make sense. Like, water could be ridiculously expensive in most of the Holy Nation territory, as opposed to being plentiful as it should be, and therefore cheap. But that's just me being cynical. I don't know if they're sticking with the random model, or if they're shifting things over to be more regional, instead of just being based on some kind of distance model. And the shops have changed in the Great Desert area. Armor blueprints are more expensive. Chainmail is less profitable. Chainmail crafting is less profitable. And big thing nests have more eggs. Raiding them should be more profitable. All in all, some very good and necessary changes. And I'll point out a couple of the fixes here, namely this one. Fixed prisoners reacting violently. You bust them out of their cages and calling you intruder. There was a recent subreddit post about this, and we tried to trace it through, and we worked out that it was something about their factions conflicting, and someone on my stream was complaining about it as well. I never got it to happen to me, but it's a pretty significant issue in terms of storytelling. And lots of basic AI fixes here, lots of things with jobs, people getting stuck, or stopping and starting crafting jobs. This was a really bad one for me, because I like to queue up a small number of workers. They specialize in one thing and they do another one, and they're not busy with that. And every time, my dedicated crafter always gets stuck when I leave them alone for more than an hour. Like, you'll pick up some stuff, you go over to put it in the machine, and then stop and go back to put it back in the container. What are you doing? So, according to this, it's fixed. I'll need to test that out. I need to test all of this. Of course, they fixed more crashes, which is great. Oh, hey, there's this one. Characters can use medikits from their backpack. Something I've been asking for a while. Another one, visiting taxmen being attacked by bandits won't trigger a base assault. I've had that happen to me. That was not fun. But anyway, the whole link to this will be in the description. I'm sorry for being off the cuff like this, but I don't have time to go through it piece by piece. And most of this is really nitpicky details, which I'm glad they stitched all this out like this, because I love reading through this stuff. I want to know how the game is evolving step by step. But I understand that most people aren't interested in the details to that degree. So, thanks for tuning in. This update is due to be live within the next day or two. I'll be sure to stream myself playing with some of these things, testing things out. And oh, there's no mention of the new map quarter or the blood in these patch notes. So I don't know what happened about that, if they didn't make it into the notes yet, or what. But regardless, we'll find out either way very shortly. So again, thanks for watching, and this is Turmeric out.